Video games have the ability to transport us to beautiful locations that feel like our wildest dreams come true. Developers can use many elements like storytelling, mechanics, and world design to create a world that feels extremely lively, and with this feature we'll be looking at 15 such examples of the most dynamic and lively worlds in games. Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores. Despite being a post-apocalyptic adventure, Horizon Forbidden West manages to craft a world that well and truly feels like a character in its own right. Be it the granular attention to detail in the environments or the many tribal settlements spread throughout the world, the Forbidden West never fails to surprise at every turn. Even the machines form an ecosystem with certain kinds of mechanical creatures only found in certain places, and each of these types has its own schedules. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is an excellent sequel that's bigger and better than the original in almost every conceivable way. The characters are as charming as ever, and the story does a good job of portraying some of our favorite supervillains in a brand new light. Apart from that, the city is filled with NPCs roaming across sidewalks that react to your presence and cars zooming across roads. Between this and the gorgeous visuals on display, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 feels like a wonderful recreation of New York. Baldur's Gate 3. Larian Studios knocked it out of the park with Baldur's Gate 3, and fans have been hailing it as a shining example of how RPGs should be made. As such, it's only natural that the work of Baldur's Gate 3 is fleshed out with tons of details, and it's inhabited by different kinds of challenges, complete with their own conflicts and interests. Even talking about it in gameplay terms, Baldur's Gate 3 features a highly dynamic gameplay loop where you are encouraged to take a look at your surroundings and use distractions and explosions to your advantage. Starfield. Starfield is Bethesda's first new IP in over 25 years, and it's a testament to the developer's amazing world-building chops. Sure, not every planet in its 1,000-plus roster of locations is built equal, but the core locations are certainly worth admiring. Different planets have unique trees, structures, factions, and whatnot. You can go sightseeing and explore food stands, among a dozen other things. It feels really full of life at times, which makes exploration such an enjoyable aspect of the experience. Watch Dogs Legion. While Watch Dogs Legion might not have fully realized its potential in terms of the play-as-anyone mechanics, the developer really hit the mark when it comes to world building. Legion portrays futuristic London in a very believable fashion, and everything from the monuments to the prominent points of interest look equal parts recognizable and fresh. The gameplay is also highly dynamic, with players being able to bend the systems to their will and use the tools in creative ways to complete their objective. Hogwarts Legacy. Avalanche Studios' Hogwarts Legacy is a game that transports you to a world of fantastical creatures and prestigious schools, and it feels like a true adaptation of the material that inspired it. The School of Hogwarts is dense with things to do and people to meet, but you can also explore far beyond its boundaries to explore different kinds of flora and fauna, and if that's not enough, there's no shortage of dark secrets lurking around in the darkest corners of the gargantuan map. Mafia Definitive Edition. Mafia Definitive Edition is an interesting candidate for such a list. On the surface level, Mafia's world is pretty bland since there aren't any side quests or significant activities that you can pursue apart from the main missions. But what makes its world so appealing is the depiction of Great Depression America, alongside the many realistic systems at play. You can't run over pedestrians like you would in most open worlds, and things like overspeeding and breaking traffic lights will come at the cost of police attention. Mafia Definitive Edition is a great reminder that it's the small things that matter, and this is what games should strive to do right. Batman Arkham Knight. Batman Arkham Knight might have fumbled in a few aspects, but there's little argument to be had when it comes to the open world of Gotham. The addition of the Batmobile introduces new avenues for swiftly moving across the city blocks, and there are plenty of memorable chase sequences that make good use of those mechanics. Apart from that, there are plenty of recognizable villains from Gotham's rogues gallery present here, and you have the option of tracking them down through a distinct set of side quest lines as well. Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 is all about the challenges of life, but its depiction of Liberty City is teeming with details. The main quest takes you through Nico's revenge journey, which is punctuated with plenty of well-written characters, like Roman and Brucey among others. And even when you're out and about on the streets, you'll notice plenty of civilians going about their daily businesses, and cars lined up on traffic signals, which makes the world feel really lively and realistic. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Cyberpunk 2077 is an apt depiction of a futuristic dystopia, so it makes sense that the central character within the story is Night City itself. It's a shining beacon of capitalism where the affluent corporations have a strong ruling hand over anything and everything, while the streets are teeming with thugs and gangs embroiled in a constant power struggle. The many quests on offer do a wonderful job of taking you through these parts of Night City in great detail, and the Phantom Liberty expansion feels like a cherry on top with its engaging detective thriller story and the dense district of Dogtown. Like a Dragon Ishin. The Yakuza games are known for condensing a vast amount of content within a rather limited virtual world, and Like a Dragon Ishin is no different. Taking place in Edo period Japan, Ishin features markets bustling with life. There are side activities to do, side quests to complete, and collectibles to hunt within this beautifully realized space. It's not as dense as some of the other games in the series, but this world definitely has its own vibe that slowly grows on you. Far Cry 3. The genre started using systemic game design with Far Cry 2, but it was Far Cry 3 that mashed it together with a fantastic story, and in doing so, gave us one of the best open worlds to date. The main quest can really grab you from the core, with memorable characters like Voss, and the open world is highly dynamic in more ways than one. Wild animals can attack you in the middle of nowhere, pirate gangs can be found patrolling all around the islands, and you can even use these forces of nature against each other to come up with all sorts of crazy moments. Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 2 is often praised for its attention to detail and its dynamic open world, but the groundwork for that set of ideas was actually laid in the original Red Dead Redemption. John Marston's quest for freedom remains an enjoyable romp to this date, and a lot of that can be attributed to the fantastic setting that's chock full of interesting quests and memorable characters that can make it feel like a living, breathing world. Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 puts you back into the shoes of series protagonist Rico Rodriguez as he embarks on another mayhem-filled quest to relieve the world from the iron fist of General Di Revelio. With an open world that spans more than 1,000 square kilometers of virtual space, Just Cause 3 is a vast world that has plenty to offer, ranging from vast military camps to fuel stations and much more, all available to destroy in all the creative ways that you can think of. Saints Row 4. Saints Row 4 represents the epitome of the franchise's signature weirdness, but it has a distinct charm of its own. The story revolves around saving your planet from the wrath of alien species, and you can do all sorts of wacky stuff with your abilities and weird weaponry on offer. There are a few rough corners here and there, but Saints Row 4 has no shortage of fun moments and a lively open world to go along with it. And that brings us to the end of the video. A quick request: we upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.